There's been a message on social media that the Chinese are intending, or at least suggesting informally, that they will be taking over Australia, which at the moment is looking like it's a feasible, possible reality for this country, who have conceded in many regards to the Asian region in terms of policy and alignment with the global agenda, which is to have China as the global hegemon, and their style of government with smart technology embedded in the administration of public affairs as the benchmark for global government under the EU, under the UN, and that's what's being given effect to right now, which is why Trump is throwing a spanner in the works and creating another frustration for their progress toward the goal that they've intended uninterrupted. And they've threatened that if they don't get what they want, they will resort to war, to all-out warfare, to destabilise and destroy forces that are frustrating their progress. So that's why the persecution and the attacks in the American nation, the death threats against Trump and Musk and other people associated with them, are now becoming a genuine issue. And so for Australia, wow, I hear, how long before they invade our country? I've seen dreams of this, soldiers on the street in Sydney, shooting people, me rescuing people from a bunkhouse, planes flying overhead. I've seen battalions of soldiers coming down my driveway and me racing around in fear, saying it's too late. And I also saw a dream back in 2019 of a plane being sabotaged, exploding with a president on board, and I knew in my heart that the president was black, which could mean death, not necessarily skin colour. That's got to do with the state of his spirit. He was a dead man anyway, and that explosion, made to look like an accident, was sabotage, and it creates a riot on the ground similar to something that happened in Rwanda, where in the course of a very short number of days millions of people were killed, murdered by their neighbours. So prior to that, there'd been a psychosocial preparation through media, degrading humans in a way that it made it easier to kill them, justified murdering your neighbour because they've been labelled as cockroaches and historical enemies of the people. It was a shocking event back in the 90s, and this is a condition that we're living at the moment. It has similar characteristics with the psychological propaganda that's taken place over the last 5 years to ignite a tinderbox of bloody retribution and purging of political enemies. So when somebody a nation expresses their intention to overtake your country with the ambition, it's double trouble when they have the advantage over your country, as they do in Australia in terms of geopolitics and geographically and militarily, and the resources, financial, wealth, human capital, and the stated intention to achieve their goal. So Australia genuinely is at risk of the threats that are being made now and the intimidation that we're witnessing with the military presence off our coast. During this election season coming up in 2025, there is a genuine risk that we'll fall further into the hands of the Antichrist system under the influence of China.